This story was sent to me by Afi Sana. My apologies. And this story is coming out of Oklahoma, where you have this perverted. Let me tell you something. This guy looks like some kind of extinct bird. Like, that's what he looks like when I look at his picture. And he looks so sad in his mugshot. He gonna be even more sad where he ends up. But this man's name is Ryan Alden, and he was just sentenced to 150 years plus life in prison for being a straight up perv. Now, that's how you hand down a sentence. Let me go ahead and read this article. If the law allowed me to have you castrated, I would. So said a judge Wednesday in explaining why Ryan Alden would get life behind bars plus nearly 150 years. The 39-year-old allegedly 39, Oklahoma man who hid cameras in people's homes had pleaded guilty to felonies including manufacturing child pornography and using video equipment in a clandestine manner. His defense attorney requested 10 years probation, but Judge Amy Palumbo wasn't having it. She also brushed off a mental evaluation that Alden was treatable. We're here because of the choices that you and you alone decided to make. The devastation you cause these families may never be known. Listen, before I even go any further, there's not that much rehabilitation in the world to fix and correct what this man did. None. When I first learned he got 150 years, I said he must have done something extreme. But you know what's so crazy? While what he did was very sick and very perverted, he got more years behind bars than people who have raped people, and even more years behind bars than some people who have killed people. But that just shows you the level of mentality of some of these judges. And she's at the point where she's just like, she's over it. She's probably seen so many cases like these before that she's tired of it. And she just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna let the inmates deal with them. And you know what's so crazy is because in some of the other pictures that I've seen of him, he's always smiling and making these weird looking faces. But in this one, he just looks absolutely defeated. Alden was accused. I'm sorry. It says, we're here. She says the devastation she caused these families may never be known. Alden was accused of recording a staggering number of people after secretly placing cameras in closets, bedrooms, and bathrooms while doing electrical work for security system installations per KFOR. He also shot upskirt videos of women in churches, athletic centers, and restaurants around Oklahoma City. Victims or their loved ones submitted painful court statements, with several saying they needed therapy and would always ask if their private images were available online. Most likely they probably were. Indeed, prosecutors said Alden had likely shared videos found on his computer and cell phones. I'm just truly sorry, Alden said when leaving the courtroom. Did he get a fair sentence? Probably with everything I did, yes. But I don't know for sure. I would say it's pretty fair. Now that's, like I said, that's how you hand down a sentence. That is the kind of sentence that needs to be given out to people like him. Not no slap on the wrist. No, not no, oh, we need to think of his future. No, none of that. Maybe they need to send, if this is how her sentencing works, maybe they need to send all cases like this to her. If you don't want to have the trial where it actually happened, send them directly to her. I wonder if she travels. Maybe she could be a traveling judge and have her little feelings do that. Nah, because then someone else might need to come through and they may need her there to pass down the right sentence. But you know what I've noticed is that when it comes to a lot of cases like these, and I'm not saying every last one of them, when it comes to child pornography or rape or anything like that, or anything that deals with children, a lot of the female judges, I'm not saying all of them, will pass down harsh sentences. Look at the one with the one with the gymnastics coach, the Olympic coach. And you know what he did to those girls. That was a female judge, and she passed down a very harsh sentence. And as a matter of fact, her sentiments was almost lined up with hers. I don't know if she said that if she could have him castrated, but it was almost on that same wavelength. But she passed down a pretty intense sentence as well. The reason why I say that is because when you have people like Judge Aaron Persky, well, former Judge Aaron Persky, pass down that weak sentence for Brock Turner a couple years ago, all we got to think of is future. I've noticed that it's a lot of the male judges that will give those weak sentences, mostly the white male judges for the most part that will give those weak sentences. Now, if you had like a Judge Olu Stevens, he would probably give this man the same kind of sentence that she did. But it all goes back to who is on that bench. This judge literally bypassed giving that 10 years plus probation thing and even overlooked the whole mental evaluation. Like, she went straight for the gut on this one. Like I said, she's probably seen these cases rotate in and out of her courtroom all the time. So it probably wasn't hard for her to give this kind of sentence. But it was definitely a well-deserved one, I will say that, because it rarely happens. So I give kudos to that judge. And to this guy right here, his life is about to become hell behind those bars. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.